never escape God's wrath. It always catches up with you. Always.
A killer being beaten to death in prison by another inmate serving a sentence for murder comes across as ironic, but Jeffrey Dahmer experienced it firsthand during his stay at Columbia Correctional Institute in Portage, Wisconsin. It doesn't seem so ironic when looking at the reason Dahmer was serving his sentence by torturing and murdering at least 17 men. He was a special murderer. Sane or insane was the argument in the courtroom as the jury eventually learned the darkness that surrounded Dahmer's existence. Most of his murders followed the same ritualistic storyline, which was luring homosexual men back to his apartment, offering to pay them money for posing nude during a private photo session. Once the victim entered his apartment, he would drug them during the process of the photo shoot. He would drug them before eventually strangling them to death. Following the next chapter of his sadistic acts, he generally mutilated the victims, occasionally cannibalizing their bodies. This eventually created his infamous nickname, the Milwaukee Cannibal. He eventually admitted to his accusations, informing the police they can still find several pieces of his victims in his refrigerator. This brought the innocent until proven guilty concept to rest, as he was condemned by the court. After his arrest on July 22, 1991, he was convicted and sentenced to 15 consecutive life sentences. Dahmer requested the death penalty during a court appearance, but was denied because the death penalty was abolished in the state of Wisconsin in 1853. Dahmer was eventually killed by a fellow inmate, Christopher Scarver. Scarver also killed inmate Jesse Anderson, a fellow inmate during the prison slaughter. Before the murder, Scarver asked Dahmer to admit all of the heinous crimes he was accused of. Dahmer admitted his crimes and attempted to escape the situation. This is the beginning of the mystery of the premeditated reasoning regarding Jeffrey's death. Dahmer was later discovered in the prison bathroom floor laying in a pool of blood. Dahmer was soon to be pronounced dead at the hospital. It was reported by investigators his cause of death was severe brain trauma due to fractures to his skull. Scarver later admitted several prison guards helped Scarver to be unattended, assisting the orchestration of the murder. Dahmer's personal escort was not present during the scene, which makes these allegations very believable. How could two murderers be left unsupervised in a room in prison with a blunt metal bar available for Scarver without missing information of why? When asked during Scarver's criminal trial, he stated he was executing a performance requested by God. When he received the signs that commanded him to kill both Dahmer and Anderson, he did his religious duty of what needed to be done. He later changed his reasoning of why he killed Dahmer, his extreme dislike of his presence. He stated Dahmer would frequently brag to others about his cannibalistic tendencies. He would create limbs out of prison food, add drizzled ketchup on them resembling blood, and scatter them to the other inmates to taunt them. Scarver was eventually sentenced to additional life terms, adding them to his current term, and transferred to federal prison. He already was serving a 15-year sentence, so the additional conviction didn't seem to faze him. He followed through with his premeditated action on Dahmer, so his work in his mind was complete. To this day, accusations and heresy are the only things we must go by when it comes to Dahmer's death. We'll never have concrete evidence of why the murder of a murderer happened on November 28, 1994. We do know, however, that there are a lot of families who have no remorse of Jeffrey Dahmer's demise. Either way, Dahmer got his wish getting killed in prison without serving a lifetime of crime behind bars. And that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Don't miss out on any of our future content. Subscribe to our channel and check out the next video. See you there.